We have breaking news as Dodgers have acquired a familiar face to join the team as they contend for a World Series. Hey, this is Mike Nelson of Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Right now, 97% of you have not yet subscribed to the channel. We want to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any big Dodger news. We want to thank the 2% of you that have already subscribed. But let's get right into it. Amed Rosario is a Dodger once again. That's right. Amed Rosario has been acquired from the Tampa Bay Rays today, just hours ago, in a big trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. The Dodgers didn't give up much, but of course, Amed Rosario spent the half of 2023 with the Dodgers last year. So basically, this is now back-to-back trade deadlines that Rosario gets traded to the Dodgers. Kind of a funny situation that you don't see every day in baseball. So for Rosario, who's going to be a free agent at the end of the season, got to remember that he was only signed for a one-year deal by the Tampa Bay Rays. Michael Flynn, 27-year-old minor league pitcher, was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays. So Ryan Yarbrough was designated for assignment to create room for Rosario. Of course, trading Flynn away did not change the amount of players on the roster, so they had to make room for Amed by designating Yarbrough for assignment. And now Rosario is going to be joining the Major League Ball Club Dodgers. Great to see Rosario once again wearing Dodger blue. We saw him, of course, quite a bit last year playing mainly at second base for the Dodgers last season. But let's talk about what does Rosario bring to the table? What does he do to help this team? That's kind of, I think, what everybody out there is kind of wondering. And for Rosario, as we know, his defense is very good. It's above average. This coming from Dodger Nation. This is coming from their article they did on Rosario at the end of last season. As per StatCast, in 190 innings, Rosario had 3 defensive runs saved at second base. That's obviously very good, above average for a second baseman or for any infielder in that sense. Another thing, too, for Rosario is he comes in motivated. I think he comes motivated to prove to the Dodgers that he deserves a spot on this team, because last season, the Dodgers left Rosario off of the NLDS roster in favor of Kolten Wong, and of course, we know that didn't turn out right, as the Dodgers got swept by the D-backs. So hopefully, Rosario gets a chance to really, show his skills this season and not get left off the roster come NLDS time. I think that's what everybody is hoping doesn't happen, right? But last season, Rosario was left off the roster in a strange situation that Kolten Wong, as we know, did not really help out the Dodgers. Let's take a look at his stats for his last 5 games with the Rays. He picked up 2 doubles in one ball game back on July 27th, just a few days ago, in a 4-0 win. Imagine 2 doubles in one game. Picked up another double back on July 25th. So the guy, as we know, always is he's a hardworking player. He's going to try to get that extra base. So 3 doubles in his last 5 games. He's got no ribbies, no home runs. But hopefully with the Dodgers, he could change that. That's what we're all hoping for. But let's take a look at his stats from his basically his entire career. Kind of looking at the whole breakdown. Starting way back, he started way back with the Mets 7 years ago. Really struggled out of the get-go, only getting 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. But then he jumped out in 2019, jumped out of nowhere and had 15 home runs and 72 RBIs. So this guy could definitely, has the potential to be a solid hitter in the major leagues. Then went on to play with the Cleveland Guardians, 21 and 22. I believe they were already called the Guardians by then. And he had 11 home runs and 57 RBIs by then. 11 home runs and 71 RBIs in 2022. And in the last couple years, the Dodgers got him from the Guardians last season. And then with the Dodgers, spent the last couple months, did not play in the playoffs. Hit a .256, had 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. It wasn't great, but was also solid. And then this year, it has been, very good, actually. Hitting .307 this year. 2 home runs, 26 RBIs. I mean, basically hitting career-high numbers. So, I mean, Rosario comes in a very good situation right now. This guy is kind of hot right now at the plate. So for the Dodgers to get a player like this in this situation to fill in a, as we know, a banged up infield, that's going to really help out for sure. So why did the Dodgers make this trade? I think that's what everybody wants to get to. And I think it has to do, reading different articles and different reviews and different, insight from different insiders in baseball. You got to think about, Max Muncy at third base, if he's going to come back or not. And Rosario might be that option at third base, right? That's a possible option. Or also might even have him play short, because we don't know if Mookie Betts is really going to be, even when he comes back, is Mookie Betts really going to be that guy at short, right? I mean, is he really going to be able to do it every day, especially come playoff time? I don't know. So you could have that option for Rosario to be that guy at short, and then of course you can always put him at second like he did last season. But he's going to have some competition. As we know, the Dodgers picked up Tommy Edman earlier today. If Edman can come back and, really, of course we know he has not played in the 2024 season yet in the major leagues. So if he can kind of come in and settle in, that's going to be the question, whether who is going to get their shots to play, every day on this team, right? The Dodgers have just so many infielders now. It's kind of crazy. They picked up two solid players. Nobody thought Tommy Edman and Amed Rosario would be on the Dodgers at the beginning of Monday. I think these are two shocking trades for the Dodgers, but at the same time, they're trades that are going to hopefully help this team down the stretch. You're picking up Rosario, who has experience. He's got 7 years on his belt playing in Major League Baseball, so he definitely has that experience that you can hopefully use in the playoffs. Last year, like I said, Dodgers did not put him on the NLDS roster, so hopefully this year he does get a chance to be on that roster. Not everybody can be on that roster. He's going to have to earn that spot for sure, and if he's hitting 300 right now and he can keep that up, hit 280, 270, keep the batting average up, and maybe knock in 20, 25 RBIs in the next few months, I don't see why he doesn't get a shot to be on this playoff roster. A team that, as we know, is trying to contend for the World Series in 2024, and they're doing everything they can to put together a competitive ball club from start to finish, from top to bottom, and they're really trying to build up this lineup. Still excited to see what the Dodgers can do in terms of picking up some starting pitching. The Dodgers need to get a starting pitcher that's going to help them, especially with the way things are going this year. So can the Dodgers put together a trade to get a starting pitcher? I think that's what everybody is hoping for. The deadline is Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, so our questions are going to have answers pretty soon, and we're going to break that all down right here on Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.